Never been done before by a factory Ducati rider. For the final time then in 2023, the green flag clears at the back. It's the final showdown. It's the title decider. It's all or nothing in Valencia. It's lights out and we are racing. Firing away from pole position, the dream star from world champion Pecco Bagnaia. He's going to lead the field into the first corner. The KTMs are side by side on the run down to turn one as well. Martin's had a really good start as well. He's coming through up almost in the second place.
He is going to be second as they go into turn two. He's up the inside of Brad Binder. Jorge Martin could not have scripted that much better. Bagnaia though has got the start he wanted. Clear tarmac ahead of him.
Just what we want in the title decider, to crash further back down the field. But this is stage set. This is game on. This is the showdown we wanted. The top two riders in the championship, first and second in this Grand Prix. Bezzecchi is the early four. Let's hope Marco's okay.
Yeah, Pecco Bagnaia leads this race then, and you surely feel from his point of view the easiest and safest way for him to win the championship is to bolt at the front of the field, stretch this pack out as much as he can, and try and put as much space between that sixth place as he can.
It's all gone to plan then really for the top two men. Bagnaia coming down through the tyre punishing turn 13, but once again Bagnaia's just a little bit wide, a little bit offline. They've got to be careful, it's dirty offline here, and is that going to cost him some exit speed? Can Martin pounce on the run to the first corner?
Well, that number one Ducati really does punch up that final corner, even with that full line contact between the two of them. Martin runs off.
That's Martin. He got sucked into the dirty air, didn't he, behind Bagnaia, and that could be it. That could be the World Championship over here. That was all about the slipstream. He got too close. Bagnaia had the exact same incident with the Gian Antonio in Qatar 7 days ago. Have we just seen the key moment of this year's MotoGP World Championship at turn one on lap 3 here in Valencia?
Well, that's cost Jorge Martin 6 places. Binder up to second now from Miller, Zarco, Vinales, Marc Marquez and Alex Marquez. All of those riders are between Bagnaia and Jorge Martin. It cost him, as you can see left the screen, over 2 seconds.
They've got to send a message now, haven't they, to Bagnaia? Surely now.
He must have felt it.
Bagnaia, yeah, he must have felt it. He got no idea how close that was to disaster. Martin has just got to regroup here and get the focus back. Look at Tardozzi's heart rate, it's going through the roof. It was about 90 before the Grand Prix started, nudging close to 140 beats a minute. This is the big moment then. This was all because Bagnaia ran wide at the final corner. He's going to get sucked into the dirty air there. Ooh. How close was that? You saw there, Bagnaia's Ducati actually shook, I think, in the turbulence.
Like from the back of
that was so close. That was a carbon copy moment, wasn't it? Of Bagnaia and the Gian Antonio in Qatar, millimetres away from the pair of them going down.
Well, Pecco Bagnaia leads by 0.3 of a second. Bagnaia in the lead, he's not getting away.
Bagnaia will be breathing a huge sigh of relief if he does win this championship and he sees a replay of that incident at turn 1. Binder now starting to build some relentless pressure on the world champion's rear tyre. That's the championship picture as it stands right now, as Martin working his way firmly back into contention here. On the inside of Maverick Vinales is going to try and tough it out. On the inside they go through turn 5, shaking his head. Maverick Vinales is out there fighting for Aprilia. He's paid the mega bucks by Aprilia to finish on the podium and win Grand Prix. He's not got a on Vinales, run a little bit offline. The gap was clearly there. Vinales is going to take it. Zarco and Marquez leading each other coming through turn 14. This is certainly playing in the hands of the KTMs ahead of them. Binder and Miller. Bagnaia 130.607. Miller at the moment is the quickest of the top 3.
Yeah, little does Joan Zarco know it, but carving up Marc Marquez is not really helping his teammate Jorge Martin. Is backing this pair up into Martin. Marquez through again on Zarco. You saw the smoke from his boots as Martin picks the opportunity up and goes through on with Vinales. This time, that's for keeps.
This is MotoGP at its very best, when it's all on the line. The world's best riders going for it. Oh, that's Marquez and Jorge Martin. They've tangled in turn 4, and that is your lot. That is game over. Pecco Bagnaia is the 2023 MotoGP World Champion. He's just lost the lead as well to Brad Binder. Heartache inside the Prima Ducati garage on the biggest day of his life, the biggest day of his career. It's all gone wrong for Martin. He collects Marc Marquez, who gets launched into orbit. That was horrendous for Marc Marquez, and that is it. It's not the finish, not the dramatic finish we were before down to the checkered flag.
Repsol Honda career end. We only saw one view of that. Marc Marquez being helped away. That is such a
Valencia. Bagnaia is the world champion. Jorge Martin and Prima Ducati have fought an incredible fight. They have been stars, haven't they, on so many occasions in the MotoGP World Championship this year. That's a horrendous incident for Marc Marquez. Let's hope that the 8 times world champion is okay. A painful ending to his illustrious career as a HRC rider. Nothing that Marquez could do. Paolo Campinotti, the whole of Prima Ducati try and console Jorge Martin right now, who without question will be inconsolable. But as you mentioned, he fought an incredible fight. He's delivered so many unforgettable memorable moments for fans all around the world this year. It was so near, yet so far. Jorge Martin,
Jorge Martin made that error, if you can call it that. He is in floods of tears and you can hardly blame him.
Yeah, poor old Jorge Martin. This is a tough one to take. This will take him a while to get over. So much sympathy as well for the luckless Marc Marquez. Nothing that Marquez could do about that one. He was just on his normal racing line going through that fourth corner.
Martin out. Martin out.
I'm guessing that's the radio from a spotter out on circuit reporting back to the factory Ducati garage. Martin out, Martin out, and at the moment Martin down and out. There's his manager Albert Valera just coming to console him. I don't think there are any words that can comfort Jorge Martin right now. Here's Ducati, Dorna CEO Carmelo Espeleta coming down to offer his commiseration. Yellow flags are back out in sector 1.
Bastianini has gone down by the looks of it.
Oh, this is tough. This is a tough watch, isn't it, for poor old Jorge Martin. The dream is delayed for another year. Fonzi Nieto embraces him and offers some words of encouragement. He's had an unbelievable year. 9 sprint wins this season for Jorge Martin. Of course, Buriram, that epic battle was his 3rd treble of the season with Mazzano Motegi, where he's wrapped up pole, the sprint win and the Grand Prix. In the cold light of day, when they analyse this 2023 season, they'll know that they've had a wonderful campaign, Prima Racing and Jorge Martin.
That was Enea Bastianini going down at turn number 1. The only consolation for Enea is it looks like his place in the factory Ducati team might well be safe for another season, but that's a story for another day. This is the battle for 3rd place then. Just how much of a battle is Pecco Bagnaia going to put up, really? His mind must be elsewhere, knowing that he's world champion. Gigi Dall'Igna, that's a nice touch, coming over to console Jorge Martin, who really, as I say, brought this championship alive and really put Ducati in a position that they didn't expect to be in at points of this season by pushing Bagnaia as close as he did. That's Augusto Fernandez, who's out of the race, as they are dropping like flies in this Valencia Grand Prix. We're down to 16 runners. Marc Marquez taken to the medical centre after that horrible landing on his head. Any news on his condition, we will bring it to you.
Base of survival, this, isn't it now? Fernandez, another victim of that tricky braking zone into turn 8 at the front. Let's not forget, of the home fans, that is not the way that Marc Marquez was hoping to end his incredible 11th season career at Repsol. The best news is, though, he's up on his feet, he's walking, he's certainly sore, he's certainly going to be battered and bruised. A big outtake of breath from Marquez. We're on board now then with Martin. On the inside he goes. We're going to get a flash of Repsol Honda there in front of us, and that fires Marc Marquez a good 10 or 12 feet into the air. That was a proper bruiser, that was a bone cruncher, and that one really did hurt.
Yeah, and Jorge Martin was trying to put the same move in there.
Factory KTMT, what a day that would be for them. What a way for them to end the season. You feel sorry, don't you, for Marc Marquez. That was a cruel way for him to say farewell to Repsol Honda. Just nothing he knew about that. He would have seen perhaps the number 89 in his face coming into view, and then he just got pinged into the air. That was a real vicious, nasty high side. Unfortunately, his brother Alex Marquez got a front row seat for that one. Just again, another reminder to Pecco Bagnaia. He made a huge mistake on that lap 14, just over half race distance, completed in Valencia, and Binder's lost nearly 4 seconds. Oh, he goes, same mistake he made in the sprint, even worse though, wasn't it?
That penalty lane.
Well, he ran wide there when trying to find a way through. Well, he let Jorge Martin through in the sprint, and that is a proper dropping of the ball, isn't it, for Binder?
Just as we were talking about potentially ending his winning drought, Jack Miller's Jorge Martin is